it's Calxiyn here. This is the day that I have dreaded for a very, very long time.
Really?
But unfortunately, we you know, sometimes video tickets are very powerful, Hunter.
Oh, fuck.
Sometimes they...
Oh, no.
People
it's not gonna
have
be like
the,
a furry episode, is it?
People have the power to destroy with video tickets, and so if you want to destroy things, become a Patreon, because that's the best way to do it. But what I'm saying is that usually, so far, our Patreons have been responsible. Some of them have hundreds of video tickets, and they haven't made us do 100 videos at once. They haven't done anything outrageous.
Are we talking shit to the people that are giving you money, Cal?
This was a one video ticket. Like, they didn't buy it. They won it in one of our Discord server, if you guys want to join that. In one of our Discord server events, they actually won this video ticket. And today, unfortunately, see, Hunter doesn't know what we're doing yet. And so you guys have read the title and know.
Oh no, I'm really scared.
This is the theory about Qrow being RWBY's father.
Oh! Oh, I'm excited! Oh,
I would just like to preset this with my personal feeling that this theory is bullshit, and that Monty already said it's not true. And so I don't like this theory. I don't like that we're doing this theory, but I found a very good post on Tumblr by RWBY, and he has updated evidence with RWBY Volume 4, I guess, about Qrow being his dad, or her dad. And then he also...
RWBY's a dude!
Then he also goes over, like, weaker evidence or whatever, and yeah. And so we're gonna read this, and I'm gonna cry, and that's it. The revelation of Qrow's semblance in the latest episodes leads significant credence to the theory that Qrow is RWBY's father, which deserves some more evaluation. Due to his semblance, Qrow had been unable to raise RWBY for fear of hurting her, so Qrow, Summer...
That does make sense.
And Taeyang may have decided together to have Taeyang and Summer raise RWBY, so RWBY would not have to spend time around Qrow. Previous objections to this theory largely revolved around a few key points. Why doesn't Qrow just tell RWBY? Now we know that if Qrow were to tell RWBY, she would become closer to him, and this would endanger her due to his semblance. Among things like his missions, Summer would... Okay, so this is things that other people say. Summer wouldn't have cheated on Tai, and also Monty himself said that Qrow wasn't RWBY's father. And so, yeah. So...
I feel like him saying that Qrow isn't RWBY's father is pretty, like...
Here's the thing.
He wasn't even alive when they showed Qrow for the first time.
They're comparing... Game of Thrones writers saying that Jon wouldn't come back.
Okay.
To Monty, but that's different because Monty has no history of ever or any of them for that matter, of saying that something isn't gonna happen and then it actually happens. I just want to get that out of the way first because a lot of people say, well, Monty could have been lying. Well, first of all, fuck you. I don't think that he was really like that. Second of all, like... The thing is, right, is that...
It's okay when you lie to your fans.
The thing is that they've always said wait and see, or why would he even reply to the tweet? You know what I mean? Like, he replied to the tweet specifically to say that it wasn't gonna happen. If he never replied to it, we would have never gotten his answer, right? It wasn't a direct question.
What if it's
Someone was just tweeting him randomly, and he was just like, no, sorry, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's all that they said, right?
Well, but what if it's, like, a serious big plot point later on? You never know, and he didn't...
Yeah, but why would he just reply to the tweet, though? Because the way this got answered is that somebody just, like, randomly tweeted him and he answered. Why would he answer? Like, he could have just left it unanswered because unless it was a big celebrity person, no one would think, oh, he didn't answer the tweet. That means he doesn't want to answer. They would have think, wow, nobody asked a question to Monty and surprisingly he didn't get an answer. You know what I mean? So that's my first problem with people that say this. But let's continue. You understand what I'm saying, right? It's just like if somebody tweeted, like... I don't know. If somebody tweeted Donald Trump and Donald Trump replied to them, like, Donald Trump doesn't have a history of randomly replying to, like, nobodies on Twitter.
No, he does, actually.
No, like, quoting them and just, like, I mean, like, totally random people.
He does have a history of doing those. No, he does, yes.
I've never seen him do that
The President of the United States is a fucking whack job. I don't know if you've been watching the news, Cal, for the last 2 years.
Let's change that to Justin Trudeau real quick. Does Justin Trudeau reply to random people with, like, Pepe pictures?
Because we're Canadians.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like, I was using that as an example because I don't think that even he did that. But
no,
okay,
he did.
I was wrong. I was just trying to think of a celebrity for a minute. But again, any other celebrity, you know, Jennifer Lawrence. I don't think that she does that either. She doesn't reply to random nobodies. I know, and that's why. But you understand what I'm saying, right? It's that he could have not answered it, and nobody would have thought the wiser because, you know, they would think, oh, some random person just tweeting
Why
at
would
Monty.
the president of the United States be tweeting with random people?
Okay.
Isn't that ridiculous? God,
anyway.
God, I'm glad we don't live in this world.
Let's continue. In summary, Qrow's semblance is able to explain why Qrow was unable to raise RWBY because his semblance was proven to know... was probably known to all of Stark, which is why Taiyang was willing to step into Qrow's place. Combined with the existing evidence for why Qrow may be RWBY's father, I feel like there's a compelling case in support of this theory. Both use transforming scythes. In a world with extremely diverse weapons, this duplicate is suspicious.
But they did train with each other.
Yeah, somebody replies to the thread in a minute, and we'll read that reply. Both have very similar outfits, a red, white, and black theme. They both have red cloaks. Qrow wears a cross around his neck, while Qrow used to pin her cloak with 2 crosses. I don't think any other character uses this motif. Qrow talks much more about Qrow than Taiyang. Qrow is unusually involved with RWBY. There's a lot of Qrow and RWBY moments. After the Battle of Beacon, Taiyang left the room and Qrow wanted a word with RWBY. This would be really awkward if Taiyang was her father. That's why it was awkward, though. That's why it was really awkward.
I think they were saying that I bumped something. I think that was
RWBY
part
is a
of it.
Rose and not a Zalong. What is the narrative purpose of giving them different last names if it weren't significant? Okay. So, let's unpack all that for a second. I want this video to be as positive as possible, but unfortunately, I just can't get in with this evidence. So somebody replies, half of this can be explained by the fact Qrow was her damn teacher. Also the fact he was willing to train her with the deadly weapons destroys the idea he was distancing himself as a father because of bad luck. So I feel like that's a very strong point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And that has a lot of upvotes on this thread that... if he was so afraid, he wouldn't have trained her personally with one of the most deadly weapons that seem to exist in the RWBY universe. So obviously he wasn't that worried about it. And also he was a teacher at Signal. So why would he teach a bunch of kids if he knew the kids may get injured because of him?
It's almost
like he doesn't seem to have that complex.
RWBY writers don't think ahead.
Yeah.
It's happened, kids.
And so, yeah, there's a lot of logical inconsistency, and if that's a writer problem, okay, but say it's not. Say the writers mean for every single piece of what they have said to still be canon. Qrow teaches at the school, he privately taught RWBY, like this it doesn't make any sense they would be distancing himself from bad luck. Now, if they just didn't think of a semblance, and I find that very hard to believe because Monty made this character before any other characters in the show.
Really?
Monty has had this character since he was 17. You know,
Really?
I'm pretty sure they would have thought about it a little bit. Like, that's all I'm saying.
That's weird. I wouldn't put, like, my edgy Sonic OC I did when I was, like, in grade 7.
Yeah.
And
so for me, I think that... yeah, there's some issues, okay? Especially, I understand why he would want to distance himself from with his bad luck semblance, while they were traveling, because a lot of dangerous things could happen or whatever, and maybe he was just getting a bit angsty about it because Yang had already gotten hurt, right? That wasn't because of him, but it happened in general, and he wanted to keep his distance and kind of let them do their own thing, but, like, I don't think that he's, like, I'm so angsty because I have bad luck and now I can't be around you. Like, it's more like, RWBY, if you stay literally right over there, everything's gonna be fine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's that angsty
stop
about
getting
it.
closer, RWBY.
Because nothing bad happened to Nora, Ren, or Jean when they were just standing there, right? Like, if they stayed still, it wouldn't have been that much of a problem. You know what I mean? And then, it doesn't change the fact there isn't a very compelling explanation. Where are all of the other students whose weapons are similar to their ex-teachers? How many of Port's or Oobleck's students have changed their outfits or weapons to match theirs? I don't think, though, because I don't think that she changed her clothes to model Qrow. Like, I don't think that was the intention.
Although you do tend just to dress up like people near you or people
Have you done that, Hunter? I have a very goth motif. Have you ever copied me?
No.
Okay.
But
we've been very close for the past 2 years.
Yes, but I also don't regularly wear women's clothing.
Okay, but you don't wear just regular goth clothes.
Yes, I'm just saying, but if this is people that you, like, grow up with, right?
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that I haven't even dressed like somebody that I admire within my family. I don't think there's somebody I can say that I've dressed, like on purpose or even, like, subconsciously, and if it was subconscious, I probably wouldn't even notice.
Like, nobody wants to, like... No one wants to dress up like their cool Uncle Jeffrey. Like, what the fuck?
I know, but
he's kind of a badass.
Like, okay, think of my aunt. Like, my aunt's pretty cool, right?
Sure.
Like, and so I haven't tried to dress like her. I kind of cut my hair to be like her a little bit.
You are literally wearing her clothing.
Yeah, but that was a hand-me-down. I didn't ask for it.
Yeah,
like, she just gave it to me, and I said, okay.
You routinely wear clothing that used to belong to her.
Yeah, but that's just economical. You know what I mean? Like, everybody in my family gets those hand-me-downs, right? We just wear what we wear.
No, but you actively liked it. Like, you...
I mean, I like it, but I'm just saying that was more of a coincidence.
I'm just saying, upon occasion, you see people...
And she also asked me if I was in the market for the jacket, meaning she already knew that I would like it before she gave it to me. It would be different if she just brought a basket of clothes and I picked it. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is that you do dress up like people you admire.
Sometimes, but I'm saying that I don't think that was the intention here.
Okay, I don't think Qrow is his fucking her dad either, right?
Yeah.
I only wanted this theory because it was a theory that was literally everywhere. And I think we did, like, is Velvet secretly a robot theory before we did, like, the famous RWBY theory.
Can you actually refer one of the real theories that we did instead of making stuff up?
I'm sure
because
there's
now
been
somebody's
weird
gonna start looking for our Velvet
Raven was a skinwalker.
Video.
Raven was, like, a Native American, like, ghost demon, you know?
That wasn't the point. Okay, but whatever.
That was a real one. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's out there, you know? Anyways, I see that as kind of likely, is all. Like, I mean, it's not, like, gilded, like, you know, silver bulletproof, right? But it's something. Not enough, but it's there. This is
what someone says. I don't expect you to provide a hard proof that Qrow is RWBY's father. In fact, if you read the comment I've linked, you can see that I don't prove beyond any doubt that Ty is RWBY's father. Even I would be able to poke holes in it if I try hard enough. Still, using... Can you read what this says?
Using false.
No.
Absurdism.
What does that?
Wait, no, go back.
Absurd would mean your theory is falsifiable. It's ad absurdum, and that discussing it would actually bring us closer to the truth. Besides, if it performs well enough against the ad absurdum, we'll know that your theory is actually viable.
That guy had a philosophy course in high school.
I understand you're trying to use inductive reasoning, but inductive reasoning requires more than a simple Bayesian evidence. Bayesian?
I was in the...
What does that say?
I don't know, man. They're fucking.
What does it mean?
Bayesian? I don't know. All I know is
it requires Bayesian evidence, consistency,
look, right?
both
He was on the debate team and he never really got over it.
Both within himself and with facts, better performance both experimentally and in prediction compared to its competing theories, incompatibility with the Occam's razor, and falsifiability.
Fucking hell! Just speak English for Christ's sake. I need a thesaurus just to like understand this person.
Even if theories come from inductive reasoning, they should be able to perform relatively well against the ad absurdum. So that's all I got.
He was on the debate team.
So let's look up what ad absurdum means for a second.
Okay, originally I sort of liked this guy who had this theory. Now I think he's
a form of argument which attempts to either disprove a statement by showing its inevitable leads to ridiculous, absurd, or an impractical conclusion. So he's basically saying that the Qrow theory should be able to...
Wait, so he was trying to say absurdism?
No, it's ad
absurd.
It's some Latin bullshit. So I think what
because he was on the fucking philosophy debate team.
What he's trying
bunch of bullshit.
to say is that if the theory is concrete enough, it won't lead to ridiculous conclusions. And so he's basically saying that the Qrow being RWBY's father cannot hold up against it eventually leading to something absurd or ridiculous.
To be fair, like most of the stuff we talk about ends up in the ridiculous, even if I'm talking about like the sun setting.
Well,
yeah, that's just us.
And so, yeah. I don't know I don't know what else to say. Oh, somebody else says that they dislike this theory because it changes how RWBY idolizes Qrow. That now she can't just idolize him as like an uncle and a figure that isn't related to her or her father. They're not related. Right?
No, they're not. It's a step
Exactly.
not by blood.
And so that's what I'm saying, because...
They definitely have a strong relationship.
Yeah. So
Just because I liked my 5th
dislike.
grade teacher, Mrs. Vandersloot, does not mean me and Mrs. Vandersloot, if my 5th grade teacher's actually watching this, that'd be fucked up.
Yeah.
That we're actually secretly related. You know? Like... Yeah. I think it's a dumb theory as well. Like, I don't really buy it. But... You know, it's the popular one, man. It's the popular one. And it's so bizarre that, like, out of every possible theory, right, it's this one that you know.
Anyway, a lot of people have long, different rants about this. I don't want to put too much of my evidence here in case we do talk about why RWBY is or isn't Qrow's, like,
but alright, like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to put too much of my evidence out if we do a counter video, but this video, we've shown you the evidence, we've talked about how we feel about it. I don't want to do a disproving video because I feel like that's a separate topic, because right now we're not using our own evidence to disprove it, we're using the evidence from this and commenting on it. Yeah. Does that make any sense?
So basically what we're trying to say is that we will find a way to melt literally everything.
But yeah, considering how weak the strong evidence are, why even bother? Jeez, clothing is nothing genetic, therefore they can wear the exact same.
It's like, oh, that sucks, that guy only wears flannel because, you know, fucking McPherson family.
There should be an AU where Monty never learned how to use his Twitter. That's what somebody else says. Yeah, because, again, that is what I want to conclude with. Monty didn't have to reply to this random nobody on Twitter, but he did, right? So if he wanted this to remain some big secret, he could have just not replied and nobody would have ever questioned it, because it wasn't like the guy that asked him was some popular person that this would have gotten noticed and people would have talked about it.
To be fair, right, it's a pretty popular theory, I think, even
I know, but I'm saying that
and
Monty said, like, Monty could be lying. Like, it would have never happened,
when you
right?
deny things sometimes when you deny things, or like when you say you can't comment, you really comment. You know?
I know, but I'm saying
and
that he said
things,
straight out no, though. He wasn't like,
yeah, I
can't go. So you know what I mean? He didn't have to say no, but he did.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Least,
he didn't even have to answer. He didn't even have to acknowledge it, and nobody would have been the wiser.
At least with this, right? It's like, you know, it's a. There's still discussion because people would be like, what if he was tricking us?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if he never replied, there would have never been this conversation.
And then later on it was like no, people would be like, what the fuck? But
yeah.
Like, but if he said no and then later on that no became a yes, it would have been like, you know,
I know,
more
but that's
accepted.
what I'm saying. He didn't need to say no or yes. They could have just not have said anything.
Yeah, that's all.
And that would have been fine, right? Because nobody would have said. Nobody would be using now Monty could be lying because Monty just didn't confirm or deny. They could just say the creators haven't talked about it. That is what people would be saying right now if nothing came of it, and I don't believe that would have been as much of a talking point, per se. And so that's what annoys me about Monty replying. Like, Monty can do whatever, like, they can all do whatever they want. You know what I mean? The writers of the show, any writer in the show, but I'm just saying it wasn't... Like,
so they might actually make Velvet a robot, is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that they can reply to whoever they want. I'm just saying that they didn't have to, right? And that's what I'm trying to tell everybody else. Monty never had to reply to him, and so the fact that he did and said no should tell you a lot about his actual intentions. He wasn't trying to trick anyone.
But you do agree with me that if he said yes and then didn't do it, people would be like, what the fuck? But
that
if he says
hilarious.
No,
what do you mean?
But if he says no, it'd be hilarious. But if he says no, people are like, maybe
he either just could have not replied, or...
I agree with you.
I don't like what you were saying, though, about him saying, like, wait and see. Like, I don't think that should have been his answer either.
But I'm just saying,
sometimes the best thing... Telltale taught me something. Telltale taught me sometimes the best thing that you can say is to say nothing at all, because silence is always an option. That is what Telltale taught to me.
And so you spend the rest of your time never shutting up.
I know. Thanks. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry for the... Actually, the person that suggested it just wanted to make me suffer, so, like, it's okay.
So
but
it's
anyway,
okay. We'll suffer for Patreons.
He didn't pay, though!
She will.
He didn't pay anything!
Oh.
It was a one video ticket! I talked about that already. He won the ticket. He didn't deserve the ticket. He didn't pay for the ticket.
Who is this guy? 'Cause
It's
we're
Wade.
talking shit. Okay, yeah, we can talk shit about him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys, sorry. If you guys want to support us and don't want to do stuff like this, or maybe you do become a Patreon. Anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye!